Hey there, green thumbs! It's your pal from Fred's Sustainable Gardening, and I'm fired up to talk about one of my favorite gardening techniques, pruning. Did you know that pruning your plants the right way can double your harvest, extend bloom time, and prevent disease? In today's video, we're diving into proven science-backed techniques to prune garden plants for optimal growth. Whether you're growing tomatoes, roses, or herbs, you'll learn how to prune with confidence. Subscribe to Fred's Sustainable Gardening for no-fluff, real-world gardening tips that actually work. Now, some folks think pruning is just about making your plants look pretty, but it's so much more than that. Pruning is like giving your plants a tune-up. It's about improving their overall health, airflow, and productivity. Think about it like this. When you prune, you're removing dead, diseased, or overgrown branches. This allows the plant to direct its energy towards new growth, bigger blooms, and more abundant fruits and veggies. And here's a cool fact from the University of California Agriculture and Natural Resources. Regular pruning helps prevent fungal diseases by improving air circulation and reducing humidity around the foliage. That means less chance of those pesky fungal infections that can wreak havoc on your garden. So what are the specific benefits of pruning? Well, it encourages new growth, giving your plants a burst of fresh, vibrant foliage. It also increases flower and fruit production, meaning more color in your garden and more deliciousness on your plate. Pruning also removes those dead or diseased branches that can attract pests and spread disease to the rest of the plant. And by preventing overcrowding and competition for light, pruning ensures that all parts of your plants get the sunshine they need to thrive. Now that we understand the why behind pruning, let's move on to the tools you'll need to prune like a pro. Having the right tools for the job is essential, and pruning is no exception. Just like a chef needs sharp knives, a gardener needs clean, sharp tools to make clean cuts that heal quickly. For most pruning tasks, you'll want to have these three tools on hand: bypass pruners, loppers, and a pruning saw. Bypass pruners are like scissors for your plants. They're perfect for snipping small branches and stems up to about ½ inch thick. When you're shopping for bypass pruners, make sure to choose a pair that feels comfortable in your hand and can be sharpened easily. For thicker branches, you'll need a pair of loppers. These have longer handles that provide more leverage for cutting through branches up to about 2 inches in diameter. Look for loppers with a bypass blade for a cleaner cut. Finally, a pruning saw is your go-to tool for removing large branches or limbs that are too thick for loppers. A pruning saw has a curved blade with coarse teeth that can handle even the toughest wood. Just be sure to choose a saw that's the right size for the branches you'll be cutting. And here's a crucial tip. Always sanitize your tools with rubbing alcohol or a bleach solution before and after each use. This helps prevent the spread of diseases between plants. Remember, a healthy garden starts with clean tools. Now that you've got your tools ready, let's talk about the best time to prune different types of plants. Timing is everything when it comes to pruning. Pruning at the right time encourages healthy growth and abundant blooms and harvests. Prune at the wrong time, and you could stunt your plant's growth or even kill it. So, how do you know when to prune? Well, it depends on the type of plant and its growing cycle. Let's break it down by plant type. Flowering shrubs like lilacs and forsythia should be pruned right after they finish flowering. This gives them plenty of time to develop new buds for next year's show. Vegetables like tomatoes and peppers benefit from pruning during their active growing season. Pruning these plants improves airflow, preventing fungal diseases, and directs energy towards fruit production. Trees and perennials are best pruned in late winter or early spring before new growth starts. This gives them the entire growing season to recover from any pruning wounds. One important tip to keep in mind: avoid pruning in late fall, especially in areas that experience frost. Pruning stimulates new growth, and tender new growth is susceptible to frost damage. Remember, it's always a good idea to consult a plant-specific pruning guide for the best timing for your particular plants. Now that you know when to prune, let's dive into the how of pruning. Let's get our hands dirty and learn how to prune like pros. We'll cover common pruning techniques and examples. First, let's talk about tomatoes. Indeterminate tomatoes benefit from regular pruning. Remove the suckers, those small shoots between the main stem and branches. Pinch off suckers with your fingers or use bypass pruners. Next, let's talk about herbs. Herbs like basil benefit from regular pinching to encourage bushier growth. Now let's move on to roses. Prune roses at a 45-degree angle just above a 5-leaflet leaf. Finally, let's talk about fruit trees. Remove branches growing inward, downward, or too close together. Make clean cuts to avoid tearing or ripping branches. Even experienced gardeners make mistakes from time to time. But by being aware of common pruning pitfalls, you can avoid making them yourself. So let's take a look at some of the most common pruning mistakes and how to avoid them. One common mistake is cutting too close or too far from a node. When you prune a branch, you want to make the cut just above a node, which is the point where a leaf or branch grows from the stem. Cutting too close to a node can damage the node and prevent new growth. Cutting too far from a node leaves a stub that can die back and become an entry point for disease. Another common mistake is using dull or dirty tools. Dull tools crush and tear plant tissue, making it harder for the plant to heal. Dirty tools can spread diseases between plants. Always sharpen your tools regularly and sanitize them before and after each use. Pruning at the wrong time of year is another common mistake. As we discussed earlier, different plants have different pruning needs, and pruning at the wrong time can stress the plant or even kill it. Always research the best time to prune your particular plants. Removing too much of a plant at once is another common mistake, especially for beginner gardeners. While it may be tempting to give your plants a drastic haircut, it's important to remember that they need their leaves for photosynthesis. A good rule of thumb is to remove no more than 25% of a plant's foliage at one time. And here's a pro tip. If in doubt, prune lightly. You can always trim more later, but you can't undo a bad cut. There you have it, folks. Pruning doesn't have to be intimidating. With the right technique, timing, and tools, you'll see your garden grow stronger than ever. Remember, pruning is like giving your plants a tune-up. It keeps them healthy, productive, and looking their best. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Fred's Sustainable Gardening. More real practical gardening how-tos are just a click away. Subscribe now.